Few days ago, I finally made that video for the mission where Braithwaite are asking you for some help against Grey family. While I was wasting precious time to finish with that mission, if you wanna know what I mean, check out the 3-minute video with the title of What Wakes Up the Rage in Me. So I had some situations that I also wanted to show you, but I thought that maybe the video will become too long, so I decided to add them separately and show you my whole journey during that time. So here we are first starting with looting the whole house where your mission is starting. And by the way, I don't know how many of you playing this game ever thought about walking around the house to search for something nice, but I never saw it in a single video. For all the curious people out there who want to know what we can find, here we are. I add that in the video where I am doing the whole mission just to show quickly what are the things that everyone is missing. There is only one single mission after that one where you can enter inside, which actually is the last mission of this chapter. And by the way, for some reason you can't take some of the stuff. I'm going to add that in another topic as well. There you can take few things, and specifically a unique items and a letter. If you wanna see them, check out my video Blood Fields Ancient and Modern. In both missions you can take some things and other you can't, so it's a plus for you to search around in both missions. I'm going to fast forward here because the whole thing is the fantastic 8 minutes and I don't want to waste your time with something so unnecessarily. What surprises me is that you can't open nor any drawer or wardrobe you find anywhere inside the house, but you can do with those in the Madame Braithwaite's room, even though they're all empty. And since I noticed, I'm trying to remember, can you actually go around in her bedroom in the final mission I mentioned earlier? I took interesting stuff from rest of the rooms when I was uh, doing the particular mission, but I think that there you have a cutscene after which you have to follow Dutch quickly, but still I'm thinking that I could go back and check out for something because the fact you can loot around here makes me think that Rockstar have been working on that. And now I'm going to continue with just quickly saying for the second record is about the moment where Sean tells you this is you're going to see while you're traveling to the mansion. The second record is about how Sean tells you that Gray's guards are going to recognize you and you have to hide. And what grabbed my attention was that usually the game is playing this as a cutscene, but when I took the unexpected path, it didn't happen as usual. I mean, you know the yellow path that the game is showing you while you have to travel, but I took another way, and the particular cutscene that I mean didn't play it at all. You're going to see it now.
You not worried about them greys?
In what sense?
Well, they knows you.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
You know what? Here, I'll go hiding back. If you can act naturally and stop us from getting into a fight before we're ready.
I will try.
Yes. Try and do an impression of a human being.
I'm not going to go that far.
If you're still wondering what was so different, I will repeat. That moment is a cutscene just like all others when there is interaction between the characters, and every cutscene is strictly following a particular camera angle, specific lines of dialogue, sometimes depending on the situation, but here we don't have that switch from the regular view to the characters' interaction. And this one here is just a next generation of digital marketing, and the goal is to make you like the video and subscribe because I want to. The next cutscene that is coming is just one of my best captures. One of the things I liked is how the camera captures Arthur staying hidden behind Sean and his new friend. I couldn't use it in my previous video because it would be weird to see how I manage my records with huge differences between the guards you meet and they day turning into night and then send you back into daylight. So yeah, so I'm showing it because it will be lost for the world for this record to not be existing in internet. I really wanted to use it in my previous video, but I said my uh, reason.
Oh, thank you, friend. Have a drink, Sean.
Hamish.
Good to meet you, Hamish.
Just over here. Straight down the path here. It's getting so I can barely keep track of all these deliveries coming in.
Yeah, and they said they was looking for more drivers in town. I jumped at the chance. I never been a feller to kick a bit of honest work out of bed.
You can unload it here.
In here? Oh, the horse is like a swift one, do they?
Excuse me?
Nothing. It's grand.
After that, I'm showing the both scenarios of what will happen if you kill the guard or if you leave this job to Sean and he directs to you a constructive criticism. In the previous video I am saying that I knew that Sean needed his friend for his unusual way of gaining some pleasure.
Fanciest places imaginable, eh? One of them big houses out in Donegal. Real fancy places they was, Hamish. Real fancy. Because if some folks got all the money, they can build quite the fanciest places imaginable, eh? Well, the average man sups on shite, yeah? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Come on, Arthur. What are you playing at?
I was enjoying the monologue. I'm glad I'm not your brother.
You are.
Let's get on with this.
I'm not the one who was dawdling. Okay. You can hold up in here till it gets dark.
The following records are how I was playing the mission and what was going on after each of the times I failed, and that's why I will show you how I am taking the cigarettes. And you see, now this is another nice record of the battle which I just wanted to share, the same thing as the previous cut I just felt proud of. And lastly, we are going to talk about the double standards that Rockstar has according to what you steal and consume before and after a mission. I am a bit piece of an idiot and the chances for leading you to confusion is kind of existing here, but I also guess that the reason might be my great grammar skills as well. I love running from responsibility as this is my second hobby, so I will say the ball is in your field, which means please use your imagination to help yourself understanding what I am trying to explain now. Otherwise, my whole work about this will be absolutely useless, which actually is, but at least I will sleep well tonight after knowing that someone who plays the game found out how your magic satchel is leading you to a long problem, which is slowly but surely leading Arthur to illness, and he dies in the end, but we all think it was the tuberculosis. Watch carefully now. Every record is a single timeline, so you can be sure that I'm not making this up. After the first time I saw there is a box of cigarettes in the house, I was prepared to smoke one cigarette so I don't have to do it during the mission. After that, I saw there is one more during the mission, and it was exactly the one I show you in the barn. So yeah, I did the same by smoking 2 times before the mission on my second run. What made me wonder is that is an early dementia what I'm experiencing right now, or the game is playing around with me, because I was sure that after I smoked 2 times I should own 18 boxes instead of 20, but that wasn't the case. So this is why you can see me now smoking like crazy, so I can make myself sure that I will have enough space whatever happened. Watch now the following numbers after every time I smoke and then take the cigarettes. I also knew there is a bottle of brandy, so I had one before that, and that's why I have two now. I started with 1 can of green peas, so logically after I take two more, I will have three. But the logic is not exactly the same about the cigarettes. So after I take the stuff and start the mission, but I fail it, I press cancel. It would make sense to have the stuff exactly like I had them before starting. It's just like nothing happened. I smoke another bunch of cigarettes, and when I go back to take the next box, you can see how many of them I'll have again. The reason I left this part here was not it has anything to do with the rest of the video, but just because I love his Irish accent and the record was here anyway, so why not give us a chance to enjoy it.
Said it'd be fitting, she did. All I'm thinking is how about I try fitting my boot up your hook now, you snotty old bitch.
Jose really picked the right fella for teeing. Hey, boy. Mister?
You stupid? Howdy!
Hey, fellas. I have a meeting with Mrs. Braithwaite. My associates are already here. Nice to see you again.
Apparently. So this one, he is big.
Can I drive?
Nope.
I knew my walk of life vocation was telling all Red Dead Redemption fans that Arthur actually didn't die from a widespread deadly disease during the 19th century, but by mysteriously appearing cigarettes in his satchel. And why all of us are so much interested in taking them every single time when we find some? The cigarette cards, of course. That's right, forget about Thomas Downs. The guy with the cigarette cards is the main antagonist. I have to admit that clever plan he made so he can kill without leaving any trace. Bravo!